Go. And in the upper right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Thorzain in the red. We got DeMusliM. Todd and I will be casting this for you. Okay, Todd, how's this game looking for you so far? What did we miss? Apparently a lot.
Yeah, we missed a lot. It actually went for a 1 base versus 1 base, mostly because, like I said, Thorzain kind of likes to force these to happen. If you take Expo, you can fall behind very quickly. There's been a lot of action. Thorzain lost his MK shortly after it came out, but he was able to just recently counterattack the main base of DeMusliM, who's left a lot of priests there. And now Thorzain is ahead in supply, 43 against 32. He's on the chase. Doesn't really have much mana right now, but it's just a breaker war game in which Thorzain, in my opinion, is in a better spot. And he's about to take an Expo, whereas DeMusliM is struggling to even keep his Mountain King alive. He's gonna have to invuln or TP now.
Okay, there's the big invul. Oh, there was a bash! Last second save with that invul. Is he able to fight out now? There's, of course, no staff ready. Is there a TP? Yes, there is. DeMusliM definitely in trouble. Thorzain trying to keep this surround closed. Whew, breakers take a lot of damage from these level 3 water elementals. And the Mountain King, suddenly pretty healthy, has level 3 now. But now the Archmage is in trouble. Focus was shifted. If there's a bash, he's probably dead. But no, he isn't.
That was really sick by DeMusliM. You saw what he did. He transferred the invuln like at the last second, and then after that, Thorzain did the right move. He's like, oh, you want to invuln your Mountain King? I'll attack the Archmage because the TP was transferred as well. And then DeMusliM was like, I'll stay until the last second. You're putting everything you have on my heroes. I'm going to TP, I'm going to save both. And I'm going to kill as many units as I can before I do that. So now he finds himself in a spot where he has MK level 3 already. Thorzain does not. It's 2.9. He's missing 2 experience. Look at this. Thorzain was going to expand. He sends back the peasants now because he lost so many units. He's like, oh, I need to replace that. Right now, he does have boots plus stuff on his Archmage, so he's confident enough to harass more. And DeMusliM never got to remake that Arcane Tower that he had in his main base. So this is a great move by Thorzain, and I think he's still in a pretty good spot in this game.
Alrighty, he's close to level 5, so if he kills like 2 peasants, that would be the level 3 water elemental or the big level 3 aura. In a game like this, would you stick with DeMuslim's decision to go for level 3 water elementals, or would you rather have more mana on your casters and Mountain King with a level 3 brilliance aura?
Yeah, the breaker and priest count is pretty low just because they've been fighting so much. So I think water elemental level 3 is better here because it's very hard for the priest and breakers to keep up in terms of dispels and magic control. So I like that choice a lot, but you can't let the opponent get... If the opponent gets a big army, obviously, they're not going to be nearly as good. But yeah, both players going for the reds here. This is pretty normal, but when you look at economy, DeMusliM has 3 wood peasants. He's trying to add some more. He's behind in supply. He doesn't have an Arcane Tower in his main base. It just feels like Thorzain is infinitely ahead right now. Maybe some items could change that, but... Oh, actually, he got Warsong. Well, that's a good start.
That is a good start indeed. +1 on all the units, and especially noticeable on these +5 with water elementals. Level close to 4 for the Mountain King now. Thorzain, he really wanted to expand in the upper left before that plan got scratched, and now expansion on the high ground in the bottom right. Maybe a position that you won't expect.
Yeah, he might check for it in a second here because he's going to see that it's not up there. You know that the opponent's not really going castle there ever. We do have magic control started for Thorzain, by the way. I don't think it was made by DeMusliM. That could make a big difference. If he starts getting big dispels and then starts stealing water elementals, by the way, that water elemental is massive. It gets dispelled, but Thorzain's just going to TP out.
There was Bloodlust for sure. DeMusliM has control magic as well, so the water elemental ping pong can start where you take over your opponent's water elementals, but this could also lead to a lot of experience for your opponent, which then results in a quicker level 6.
Yeah, and they both have 6 priests, so that's a lot. Oh my god.
He finds it.
Okay, no, he's gonna get to the expo before it finishes, but it's almost done. But Thorzain is out on the map. I think he's gonna buy a TP on his Archmage, staff to his army, and then TP to that expo. You have to save it. Oh, he canceled!
He cancelled it! It was almost done. He decides to not go for the defense, not go for the town portal, but for the Archmage aggression once again. And in the meantime, creep up his Mountain King even further to level 4.
Yeah, Thorzain just keeps going for that. Maybe he knows there's no Arcane Tower. This is the ultimate snowball. He's like, you don't have an Arcane Tower, I'm gonna go there non-stop, pull back, go again, pull back, go again. You can't afford to leave priests at home and breakers. They need to be out on the map helping your army creep. So he's making DeMuslim's life hell right now. And what this might achieve eventually is that if he gets to level 6 way earlier than DeMusliM, you take complete map control thanks to mass teleport.
Okay, cool little spooning experience-wise. DeMusliM still far ahead in Archmage experience. But we don't see any upgrades, right, for the Spellbreakers of DeMusliM. And with that low lumber, that should be an issue. But speaking of issues, there's the Stormbolt, there's the Surround trying to staff out. Can we get a bash? No.
2 hits, no bash. DeMusliM is actually the one that's way closer to level 6 on his Archmage. He's 5.9. This is a very important level again. Like, even though there's an Arcane Tower in the main base of Thorzain, like, he would just mass tele there, kill that instantly. He's surely gonna get level 6 on Archmage. I think he's gonna walk in there, start targeting priests, and get that pretty quickly. And this War Song really what gives DeMusliM a real chance to win here. He broke upkeep earlier. He's on 56.
Okay. Thorzain can't really fight, but what can he do? His lumber is super low once again. He seems to be some issues in that regard as well. There's not many workers doing anything. There's also no lumber mill, if I saw that correctly.
Oh, this is big. DeMuslim's gonna get the top left. Oh, no, he's not. I thought he might get it and then TP last second, but he's actually walking back. He doesn't want to use his Town Portal yet. I like that Thorzain used the surplus woods by going for upgrades. Yeah. This can make a big difference, especially he's saving gold for longer. DeMuslim's on 59 supply. So he's mining for at 7 right now, every time a peasant comes back to the Town Hall, whereas Thorzain is mining at 10 still. He got level 6 Archmage, oh my god. Where are those priests going? Oh my god.
He didn't decide yet if he wants to go for Aura or Mass Teleport, but it really should be Mass Teleport if you ask me. On the Mountain King, we got a Mana Stone, by the way. Here, the priest you mentioned. 1 down, 1 more, and 1 escapes. And now we got Mass... Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's Mass Teleport now. Just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, it should always be Mass Teleport. Trust me. Like, I've had games where I'm like, oh, I need Brilliance level 3 and Water level 3. And then the opponent gets level 6 and he has Mass Teleport. And I'm like, I'm the stupidest player alive. This is the worst feeling. So after that, I think you learn pretty quickly. It's always Mass Teleport, pretty much.
Sometimes there are games where you're just constantly fighting and it's a breaker war for like 25 minutes, but it's really, really rare. And here we have a couple of pauses, and especially with Thorzain challenging his opponents always to move back into the base. Mass Teleport can just fix these run-bys by Thorzain, and even if he wants to go for an expansion, Mass Teleport is also a fix for that. It's a really good spell.
Yeah. It's like sometimes you have games where like it feels there is no win condition, but sometimes that can be just that. Mountain King is level 5 for DeMusliM, remember, so that Stormbolt hurts a lot. He goes for the Mountain King. There is no Zeppelin for Thorzain. He just has the 1 invuln, which is going to have to use pretty early.
The MK has to go for an invul, needs a potion now as well. Doesn't want to go for the heal scroll immediately because the breakers are not really hurt. Only single target. Good focus fire by DeMusliM. Forces a potion and kills a breaker, but no upgrades. Therefore, the Warsong battle jumps. It's a kind of an even fight, actually, but it's in Thorzain's base, so it's immediate reinforcements, it's access to a shop, dodges the Stormbolt with an invul potion. Well done by DeMusliM. Ben did his homework for sure.
That's very important, because he might have a Stormbolt here in a second. He's pulling the Mountain King back. Okay, comes back in. Mana potion used for Thorzain. He's trying to go for broke on this Mountain King. There's a TP that can be transferred. He's kind of blocked. He goes around. Transfers the TP on time. DeMusliM shouldn't wait too much because his Archmage is going to be under attack. And I think it will live, and he's killed so much in that fight. DeMusliM on 60 supply against Thorzain on 48 now.
Wow. And there's no real bank for Thorzain to come now. I mean, he got a couple of priests in the breaker now, cute, but he's still at 27 lumber. How is that even possible? Not even too much militia support or whatever. He's just super low on workers. Both are actually. So don't expect this to be a high upgrade game, everybody. DeMusliM doesn't even have a blacksmith, if I see this correctly, in his base.
Players' forces are under
Both
attack.
manage their resource, I think, very, very well. Despite the low lumber, they're constantly out of gold as well. Maybe some StarCraft skills showing here.
Yeah. I mean, they play Terran. Like, being able to spend your minerals effectively is one of the most important things. And they're both pretty macro Terrans, actually. Like, they were not like really like 1 base, 2 base players. No, they took a lot of bases and spent those minerals very well. And they're doing the same thing here in Warcraft 3, this time with gold. Looking to try and go for a surround here. DeMusliM does have a TP, as does Thorzain, but only Thorzain has an invuln and double scroll, actually.
Okay, he's trying to go for it again. The Mountain King in problems. There's the Stormbolt, counter Stormbolt though. So it's actually more damage on Thorzain's heroes. He cancels the mass teleport, and now the Mountain King is all of a sudden dead.
Oh my god, he didn't transfer the TP. I don't know why. He was focused on something else. Tries to go for the Archmage of Thorzain. Thorzain TPs on time and then gets out. DeMusliM, obviously, he has the goal to restart Mountain King, but he's very annoying. He doesn't have the woods. If you want to instant revive, it costs a lot of woods, so I don't know why he's not restarting it from his altar.
Yeah, you see it in the overlay. There's usually 2 words. It says altar and tavern, but the tavern one is blacked out, so he doesn't have the resources for it. And the altar revive for a level 5 hero, that takes forever.
It's well over 100 woods. Maybe like 140 or 150, I think. And he had like 80 at the time, so I think he was trying to do it, and then he realized he's like, oh, I don't have the woods. So then he restarted it from the altar. Thorzain, knowing that as an opportunity, he can go for the altar. He might even creep the lab by a sapper, like if he really wants to get fancy, but he might try to just go there and force a fight. He has a Mountain King, his opponent does not.
Of course, DeMusliM can respond pretty quickly with the before-mentioned mass teleport. So is this breaker damage enough? I don't think so, and Thorzain agrees with me. Kills the shop, that blocks the tech tree for breakers. But more importantly, the first mass teleport of the game that actually went through into Thorzain's base.
Yeah, by doing that, DeMusliM is saying, you have to come defend right now. Otherwise, I'm going to kill a lot of your peasants. I'm going to target your keep. And Thorzain says, I wasn't born yesterday. I can just delay the mining in my main base, kill your altar. You don't have much of an economy. It's going to be very hard for you to remake that MK. Damn, it's very rare to watch a Human Mirror which is as back and forth as this. Like, since we've started watching, and I know we jumped into the game a little bit late, it's been going back and forth non-stop. DeMusliM gets a surround on the breaker in the main base.
Nice catching the reinforcements here. A Human Mirror base race with breakers. This is something you don't see much of. What a great opening to DreamHack Summer. So the keep for DeMusliM will probably be falling. Same for Thorzain. Then there's gonna be no resources anymore. Who favors that?
I mean, whoever has the higher level heroes, which in this case should be DeMusliM. Archmage is close to 7. He got the instant revive just on time, by the way, before his main was gonna die, which means he wouldn't have had the free supply to get it. So that's huge here, being able to get that back. So yeah, 52 supply for DeMusliM, 44 for Thorzain. Higher levels for DeMusliM. Thorzain does have 1 healing scroll and 1 invuln. And they both have a TP, which is completely useless now. So I think DeMusliM, or they both should sell it, obviously.
Do we have any peasants on the map? Did anyone say something? Yes! Thorzain did. He's walking into creeps though. Gotta be a little careful. He can build more units.
Yeah, you can make a farm up there, maybe, like if you think you're gonna lose all buildings. Like he's not very close to losing all of his buildings right now. Keep in mind, Thorzain doesn't have level 6, by the way. He cannot mass tele all over the place. DeMusliM is the only one that can do that.
In a base race, that's so important. I'm not sure if we have a peasant for DeMusliM as well.
No, he doesn't, but I think he's just gonna go back and defend. Actually, this is, it's going quicker for Thorzain right now. Yeah, he's just gonna mass tele back to the farm that he has at 6 o'clock and then go for the fights. And Thorzain knows this is coming. He didn't sell his TP yet. He's just gonna have to take a fight. It's gonna come down to one single last fight, I think.
Could it be a building kill here? Oh boy. We're going for the priests right away. This might be the final fight of the first map of the first game of DreamHack Summer. Hero focus again. Thorzain, he was brute forcing that MK kill before. Now we go for this Archmage, and yeah, you can't use the town portal. You might click it, you might try to staff, but there's an MK hammering you down. Level 6 gone, but the counter kill probably. Stormbolt again, can he get out? There's an info potion, last second for DeMusliM. This is only lasting 7 seconds, though he keeps us around close. The MK looks pretty healthy to me. Oh my god, what a crazy game. Archmage dead, level 6. Is it time for Cosmodan? There we go, ultimate number 2.
And that Mountain King is going to be so tanky. Thorzain uses the healing scroll. 28 supply against DeMusliM's 47, but he has a Mountain King level 6 going to town on this army. And DeMusliM's Mountain King gets level 6, but he doesn't have any mana for Avatar. So he's going to pick Bash and try to kill as many units as he can. Thorzain running out of units. He's only got that one strong Mountain King, but that's about it.
What can he do? Thorzain is down to 17 supply, losing more and more priests. Another invul potion on this Mountain King, but again, 7 seconds. The ultimate is still lasting quite a bit. He gives up on that surround, though. One bash, and he might be dead.
Yeah, there's so many units left. I think DeMusliM's done it here. Thorzain almost out of units. Even if he kills this Mountain King, he would die shortly thereafter. DeMusliM securing the surround. Mountain King for DeMusliM gets out. And I think this is going to be it here. Thorzain, after a really back and forth game number 1, he fought his heart out. DeMusliM with a slightly better management of those fights.
Unbelievable. GG, well played. What a game. What an opening. This is exactly what we were hoping for. This is exactly what we were dreaming of when we were talking about DreamHack Anaheim. DreamHack Summer.
Crazy here. Like, typical human mirror where, you know, it's Breaker War and things start getting crazy. I've been seeing a lot of these days, and that's because we have a lot of very strong human players in Europe. You know, guys like Hawk, Blades, these two, Thorzain, DeMusliM, they're facing each other on ladder all the time. And it's really starting to show. Like, they're making each other better in all of these situations.
That was a crazy game, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, this looked pretty good, huh? So, Remo, what were the key moments in this game? Can you break that down for us real quick?
I think it was a few too many, man, to just sum up so quickly. The level 6 faster on the AM was certainly a big difference maker there. In the late game, just a little bit more supply. Where it seemed to swing around when Thorzain was going for that surround, like next to DeMusliM's shop, and then he lost quite a bit. Was that the overextension, you think, Todd, that kind of swung the game in DeMusliM's favor?
Yeah, I think Thorzain was a little overconfident. He did the right thing. Like, you're supposed to go either for priest or heroes. You don't really try to attack the breakers unless like the supply is starting to be like really high. But DeMusliM reacted to it perfectly. And yeah, sometimes you underestimate the amount of breakers that you need. You know, like Stormbolt plus 7 breakers is a lot more effective than Stormbolt and 2 breakers targeting a hero in terms of damage and draining mana. So yeah, got a little bit of confidence. To be honest, he was even trying to expand a little bit early, I thought. I thought he might be able to get away with it, but DeMusliM, he had a heart of gold here. Like, he had so much heart the way he fought this entire game. I would have been, honestly, in a state of mind where I would be thinking that I'm losing the whole game because he kept losing peasants in his base to water elementals and he just could never get an arcane tower up, but he stayed in there and he won. Really props.
So, is Thorzain the player who oftentimes goes for these hero focuses? Because that was the one thing that stood out to me in this game especially. Or was it just the heat of the moment and the situation on the map?
I think it's just kind of what you're supposed to do. Like, you either go for the priest or you go for the heroes. If you think that you have a little bit more army, it doesn't really matter which. Like, they're both correct technically. You're just not supposed to attack the breakers or like waste time on the water elementals other than dispel. So I don't think it was like a desperate move or anything. He just thought that it was right at the time, and sadly for him, it was incorrect in that game. Maybe like it was just the timing that he was fighting at.
All right, we gotta say that this was DeMusliM's map, the starting map. Thorzain's map now is Northern Isles, and if we go 1-1, this will end up on Amazonia. Remo, is there a map characteristic on Northern Isles that you would like to point out? I know you love talking about maps.
And about Human Mirror especially. I'm not the biggest expert in Human Mirror, but what it seems like to me is that
yeah, the barricade is out of place.
The style very much can come down to the map, whether we see only breakers, one base, or an expansion, or even longer macro games with tier 3. Usually, the bigger the map is, the more likely an expansion and late game will be. Also, Merc Camp. We don't have a Merc Camp on Northern Isles, but the map is fairly big. I have seen tier 3 play here before, but it's also kind of a meta thing. That is the question there. Like, for the longest time, for example, tier 3 human just in general on the highest level was barely at all seen. But over the last few months, at least to me, it seemed like we saw a few more tier 3 games, especially when looking at the CIS players Hawk and Blade. They have been incorporating quite a few tier 3 games.
There is an argument to go for it once you have the expansion set up and you have like a certain amount of supply and stuff. If you go for expansion, that's the thing. One base versus one base, I think Castle is very unlikely. I haven't really seen it much, and when I've seen it, it didn't really succeed. I think everybody knows exactly how to play against that. But the story of this series still continues for me in that, in my opinion, Thorzain is a player that prefers to play on one base, and DeMusliM, I don't know if he necessarily prefers to play with an Expo, but I know he's very comfortable with it. And in my opinion, one of the best to expand and play that castle style with like Masked Knights, Priest Master within a fire, you know, Mountain King Clap and all of that.
All right. In China, I think that we see quite a bit of Tier 1 expansion here or early Tier 2 expansion. What's your opinion on expanding on Northern Isles in a Human Mirror? In general.
I think it's pretty good. Like you just, as long as you scout with your footmen on the other side of the map, and then you know how to defend when the opponent's gonna get there, which all of these guys should. But it seems like there's no real advantage for anybody, right? Like if you're expanding and the opponent reacts correctly and comes over to your expo and starts killing peasants, it feels like it's 50-50. Obviously, the items are gonna affect like who's able to do better sometimes, but it's all about the micro on the expo, how many peasants die and all of that, being able to set up the expo. Sometimes the expo will finish very late and your tech will start when the opponent has already finished, but you still can win in those situations.
All right. We are moments away from game number 2. We got quite some nice lobby banter here. DeMusliM saying, was quite the cracker, Marcus Eklov. You cheeky sausage.
Did I get the invite? Or?
Oh, the game name. I don't know if I can invite you here, but the game name is in the Discord. I don't even know if we're friends on Battle.net, Todd.
Yeah, I tried to add you a couple times, but I think you pressed ignore.
Ah.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I know I have Remo.
So you need to be friends with the admin to join, since this is a private game, which is Tech Priest. Or the host, that is.
All right.
Oh, it's not private, actually.
All right. Then we are ready to go into map number 2. The first ever series between Thorzain and DeMusliM. DeMusliM won his map. Now it's time for the only Swede to come back. Was quite a sad story for the Swedes, actually. Knopf tried to qualify, failed. Madfrog tried to qualify and failed. Scud, many others, but no one was able to make it through the open and close qualifier for the brave nation of Sweden. DeMusliM on the other side, alongside War Chief Rich, 2 big UK personalities in the scene now. And he looked quite strong on map 1, not out of shape at all, as he's grinding the War 3 Champions ladder quite a bit. So, will DeMusliM start the series, start the tournament with a clean 2-0, or will Thorzain slap back? We haven't seen much of Thorzain at all outside of W3IL Clan Wars, I think.
After watching game 1, I'm inclined to guess that it might be 1 base against 1 base again, because it really feels like Thorzain has very well thought out creep routes to make sure that if you go for an expo, you're going to get punished hard. And because I predicted that, it's going to be expo against expo. No, I think decent chance is going to be, again, the 1 base against 1 base, but we'll see. If somebody were to try and expand, in my opinion, it'd be DeMusliM. Like, there is like a pretty safe creep route here. You get the Tusker camp, then you get the bigger Morlach camp, as Death Note calls them, and then you take you creep the expo and take it.
All right. We're still waiting for the admins to give us the go. I pull up our sheet here, the tail of the tape UFC style, where we have a wonderful picture of Thorzain, probably mimicking his inner thoughts during his quarterfinal against Moon. That tells me he got a 78% win rate versus human in a mirror. That's crazy. That's almost Lin-esque.
Yeah, I mean, the sample is obviously pretty important, but I think they're both very strong in mirror, to be honest. I don't look at the stats and I'm like, oh yeah, no, Thorzain's a big favorite. I think DeMusliM is quite incredible in mirror as well. Like, he regularly has very competitive games with Blades, which in my opinion is one of the biggest names out there in mirror in Europe. So if you can do that, you're doing very well in the matchup, and it showed in game number 1.
Absolutely. And now, finally, after some issues, we give the go. Players give the go. And the admin gives the go as well. Oh, wonderful. Game number 2. And this time we're even in for the build orders and creep routes and all the stuff that happens in the first 9 minutes of a game. As it should. One observer or player is loading remarkably slow. There we go, though. Fiddling with production a tiny bit. There we go. There we go. Let's go. We got in the bottom left for Sweden and the Soviet War elites, Thorzain. And in the upper right, in the red, with the 1-0 lead for the United Kingdom and the Queen probably, it's DeMusliM.
Making the Queen proud in game number 1. That was a great comeback. I really thought like he was ahead on hero levels, but just his economy was in shambles. He really caught that expansion at the perfect time. Like that was ridiculous, by the way. Like that expansion in the bottom right last game, that was like 98% finished.
Yeah.
And then Thorzain ran out of wood. Imagine if he had sent one less peasant to that expo, if he had sent 4 instead of 5. Then that expo finishes, and all you have to do is defend it the first time, and then you've won the game. So,
and you have the high ground.
Well, DeMusliM would have walked up there, I guess, first, and then Thorzain would have had to TP.
Probably, yeah.
And then they played this guessing game of like, where is he going to TP? Can I get ready? Can I target his hero when he lands and stuff? So he wasn't quite as Star Wars-esque as Anakin's fight.
All right, we of course have a double Archmage opening here. What creep route do you think is the best, or what? Like, are there different creep routes on this map, and what are the ups and downs?
Yeah, usually you start with Tusker, like some crazy wild humans. They'll creep the expo first. That's just because if you scouts and you're careful, like you can't really, not much will happen to you. Like nobody will rush there, you know, and like start blizzarding your peasants or like your units or whatever. Or even just show up with water elementals and kill everything. So usually Tusker first. And then the question is, do you skip that small Murloc camp? A lot of the time, I think DeMusliM in particular skips that. He gets the other Murloc camp to the left of his farm that's like under his base. And then he will creep the expo after that. And then the question is, do you take the expansion? And the best way to decide for whether you do that or not is to have a footman on the other side of the map, scouting what the opponent's doing. Is he coming to you? Like, does he have a way to threaten sometime soon?
Yeah, on some maps we have a mercenary camp, not the case here, but we got the first item drop, so Wand of Mana stealing for DeMusliM. I think that's okay. On the other side is Scroll of the Beast, and this item especially can be a game changer in the early and mid game.
Yeah, like when you have like 6 footmen and 2 water elementals level 2 and you use that, like that's a lot of firepower for sure. It's very, very scary. Thorzain not skipping the small Murloc, whereas DeMusliM is. He went straight for the other one, so I think he's getting the 4th farm, and he's probably gonna creep expo after. Thorzain skips the Arcane Tower, so that's why I'm telling you, like he prefers one base a lot. Like one base players, they know that they are not gonna have to defend because they're gonna be the attacker, so that's why they skip that tower. So it looks like DeMusliM is at least gonna creep the expo and probably take it with the way I see this going right now. And Thorzain is going to be the one pressuring it. DeMusliM got Lightning Shield, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Big. That could be pretty big in the economy or in fights. But we got still the Scroll of the Beast and a pushing / harassing Thorzain with level 3. Not too much mana on either side. And he last hits here a tiny bit too late. Where's the rest of the army for Thorzain? They're busy with something.
Yeah, they were finishing the camp, but he got level 3 much quicker thanks to this move. That was genius to send the Archmage forward by itself. He's killing so much. He's gonna prevent the expo. He has a way earlier attack, well, not way earlier, but earlier, I guess. And he's gonna prevent DeMusliM from getting level 3 pretty quickly here. He's even gonna, yeah, still that last creep on the expo, forcing DeMusliM to go for another camp here to get that level 3. So really well done by Thorzain here.
Yeah. Level 3, always such a milestone in this matchup. When you have the level 2 elementals, you can continue to harass, you can creep faster. It's like whatever you do, you're always a little faster than your opponent. But DeMusliM will be happy about the claws now as well. Claws +9, good damage makes up for it. Also, level 3 for him. And if he sniffs this creep spot out, this could be a lot of damage, but I guess he's going straight to the middle. Could have seen the footman, but it's nighttime, so he had no vision. And Thorzain, usually we always see a fight about the camps in the middle, the shop and the marketplace, but the Swede just steals the labs away.
Yeah, I like that, to be honest, because he got there so quickly that he's going to be able to do that, then go to the center, and he anticipated there was going to be some sort of counter-attack. And DeMusliM, look, he's on the other side of the map. He's got the lightning shield, which is super scary here. Those towers, if DeMusliM goes now and gets the cancel on those towers, it would be very scary for Thorzain. He walled off his base entirely. Where do you TP? Do you TP inside? Do you TP outside? I guess outside, and then you send the footman in. But the first tower will finish.
Here's the lightning shield. One water elemental got dropped in. Find the right position for it. This arcane can attack, but one peasant is dying anyway. Lots of damage on these workers already.
DeMusliM could have gotten a very easy cancel on that arcane tower, the second one, but didn't target it at all. He's really focused on killing as many peasants as he can. Lightning shield doing work here. Oh my god, it's a slaughter. There's going to be bodies everywhere in the main base of Thorzain.
Oh man, such a great opening for Thorzain, but now everything is hurt and this economy is wrecked. The tier 2 finishes. All of this happened during the tech, so he couldn't reproduce worker. Now call to arms being used even. How many footmen will he kill? It's kind of the question. He rose up to level 4 already. And DeMusliM might be losing a lot, but no! The great escape, maybe? Do we have boots? No, we don't. Okay,
Thorzain blocked those footmen away here. When calling militia, he microed super well, saved one extra peasant. That one went a little wild and stepped outside for a second, but Thorzain has way more XP on his Archmage. And he's gonna Ring of Regen. DeMusliM not really healthy on his Archmage, finally gets level 4. He's gonna get one more Water Elemental before pulling back. But DeMusliM has the healthier economy here to start Sanctums. Like, look, Thorzain started one Sanctum and he has no more wood. So he started, I guess he's got Mountain King about to finish, but on the other side, we got double Sanctum started very easily, and that's because he got a Lumber Mill as well.
Okay, the Echo definitely looking better for the UK.
We almost reversed the roles from last game. This time Thorzain is the one with a higher level Archmage, but DeMusliM has the better wood economy in particular, meaning that he can just get a lot of priests and then expand.
And there's not even a shop for Thorzain, right? So he can't really heal these workers, heal the footmen. DeMusliM oh, yeah! Stormbolt surrounded. He was kind of hoping for that. Is he baiting another Stormbolt? It must be a TP. Just waiting for the cooldown. There we go.
Thankfully for him, he didn't close his base. That would have been sad now. But yeah, like, when you have double Sanctum against just the one of your opponent, and DeMusliM might be able to guess that obviously the wood of Thorzain is like completely demolished this game. You can just get quite a few priests, you know, 3 to 4, get Dispel, and then you expand easily when you have this much wood as he does now. And then after that, you're going to be the one pressuring, and you're just going to have more units in general. Like, those priests give you so much power because they counter the most threatening thing for you in the game, which is the Archmage and Water Elementals. But in this case, Thorzain is almost 5. That was so fast. Okay, he's going to need more than 4 priests.
Alright, that is... Oh, not exactly. 10 XP missing.
He got 2 crystal balls, by the way.
How do you like that?
Eat your heart out, Hawk.
But yeah, it's a lot of vision, and knowledge is power, you know?
Yeah, I don't know about that. If that was the case, Hawk would stay in games a little longer. But yeah, here that should be an easy sell, especially at this stage in the game where like his economy kind of got wrecked. I mean, gold-wise he's doing fine, but if you can catch up a little bit. Thorzain did a very good job rebuilding a lot of peasants, by the way, to rebuild his wood economy.
Yeah, he doesn't even need a lumber mill, right? There we go. I think he played the first one without a lumber mill as well.
Yeah, it'd be better if he got one. Yeah, there it is. Oh no, it's a blacksmith. Okay, so this indicates he's just gonna stay on one base no matter what here.
Yeah. Why is that an indicator for that?
Because you can't have the woods for like the upgrades plus expo.
Okay.
I mean, in fact, he might not even have the wood to get upgrades.
Yeah, the Echo like kind of looks very reminiscent to Last Refuge again. Like 200-300 gold, 40-50 lumber. That's the bottleneck for sure for Thorzain.
Yeah. I'm surprised DeMusliM is hanging like around here and not trying to creep anything. If you realize that he has 4 priests against 2, he might just start to creep something a little bit earlier. But yeah, Thorzain did a good job catching up. He's got a second Sanctum himself now. We're going to see that first Stormbolt. Dispel's already done for DeMusliM, but not for Thorzain. It's almost there. Just a few more seconds.
That fight could be pretty good for Thorzain. That's his level 5 right here. One priest got killed as well. The second one barely makes it. Yeah, big Dispel for Thorzain. Double Water Elemental just gone. And the Mountain King is surrounded again. Yeah.
as soon as you step on the opponent's side of the map, and by that I mean you literally cross the center line of the map, Militia is gonna be a threat, and Thorzain with some great usage snipes the Mountain King. He's got Archmage level 5 so fast this game, it's insane.
And he sniped the priest. He's going for this Archmage. There is a TP, okay. So he can get out, but massive losses for DeMusliM. Trying to take another unit with him. He gets that priest. But yeah, despite the rough early mid-game, Thorzain definitely with the lead here.
Yeah, he salvaged the situation really well, honestly. I'm very impressed with Thorzain. It'd be very easy to be discouraged in this kind of game. It's like, oh my god, he got Lightning Shield, he wrecked my economy. Thorzain is like, no, I'm a physician, I studied for a very long time, I'll just make more peasants, be totally fine, get some upgrades, and now he's on 42 supply. Strong composition, he gets flutes, so finally he's starting to get some better items. Super important item, a flute here, because every breaker gets extra damage, water elementals as well.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the Warsong Battle Drums for DeMusliM in Game 1. Speaking of DeMusliM, he has despite this lost fight, he has peasants in the north.
Yeah, he always had more wood this game.
Are under attack.
Okay. Is that time for an expansion here right now when you see this level 5 Archmage?
Yeah, he has only 2 priests, but he's getting... Okay, he just got 2 more that came out. He's getting magic control.
So expensive.
And he has 4 breakers against just 1. That's such a giant advantage to have.
Maybe the water elementals can come up with it. There's definitely a level advantage, level 2 now as well. This should definitely be bash on both sides. Stormbolt is definitely a threat, but on level 1, not that much.
He crossed the center line of the map again.
And here the Militia, like
Thorzain
it's
called
done with the
Popo.
macro. Again, that's quite some kills for Thorzain.
Yeah, they're just doing the dance right now. Like, Thorzain, to be honest, now he could go for an expo. He does have the wood at this point. He's gonna scout the expo. I think, okay, if you scout an expansion like this of DeMusliM, you got 2 choices. You expand yourself or you attack. I think he's gonna go for the latter here. Especially because he's got that second upgrade coming up. Like, he's getting +1 armor. He might even send... Oh, no, he's sending peasants to his expo. I thought he might send that forward. He's gonna creep 1 more camp to get Mountain King level 3. And DeMuslim's playing overly safe. He's very timid right now.
I agree.
He's camping on near his expo. He's not even Archmage 5 and very far from level 3 MK. Thorzain's about to get level 3 MK.
It's so smart to take this camp away, just like the lab at the beginning. This is all experience that DeMusliM would love to have. This is the second camp that he basically takes away from his opponent and just runs away with the experience, I guess. Oh, DeMuslim's Mountain King is a little blocked right there. There's no Invo Potion this time. There's, of course, only 1 shop on Northern Isles, and the items so far went to Thorzain with the Invul, with the Heal Scroll. And now we got a Lightning Shield for the Swede. But at this point in the game, of course, it can be dispelled. DeMuslim's Expo is up. Got away with the black eye here. Breaking upkeep.
Yeah, 1 more unit and Thorzain's got Mountain King level 3. And that Mountain King of DeMusliM barely has seen the light of day in this series so far. Every time, like, he died on the other side of the map. And in every fight, he goes forward, gets Stormbolted, gets all of his mana drained by breakers. Great move by Thorzain. He leaves the Water Elemental in the Expo.
Yeah.
Like, the priests are zoned away. So they can't do anything about that.
There was also Lightning Shield on the Footman, actually. Here we see the second use, and I say it can be dispelled. Yeah, but if your priests are not in range, this is still 20 damage per tick. So slaughter these peasants. Here comes DeMusliM trying to save his working man. Mountain King in a little bit of trouble, but there is an invul. DeMusliM has to hope for a bash, but the MK is far away. There we go, last second. Maybe swapping the Town Portal and saving his second hero with that. Actually Town Portaling while the invul is still going. And oh no! Miscalculated it! And all of a sudden there's more damage than he expected, and down goes the MK.
The invuln. That was the invuln from the shop, not a greater invuln, so it
Yeah.
lasts way shorter time here. So I like the TP. I knew he was going to TP as soon as he moved inside that peasant line. You know, it's just the kind of movement where the opponent is basically saying, I want to kill as much as I can, then I'm going to TP out. Thorzain, look, these guys are so smart. DeMusliM is like, you TP it at home, I'm going to attack your expo, I have a second hero, you don't. And Thorzain, without even seeing it, is like, I know you're going to do that, so I'm going to attack your expo as well. They're so smart. Like, they know everything the opponent's going to do without even seeing it.
Yeah, this is just intuition at this point, and of course a little revenge for DeMusliM. This expo, I don't see it surviving much longer, but same goes for DeMusliM maybe. He's skipping that town hall and goes straight for the main. Trying to cause some more damage on the economy, maybe, but there's barely anything moving.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, he just left the one water elemental in the expo. Thorzain forces a TP out. DeMusliM is now in a pretty good spot if he can just resaturate his expansion and just camp. Like, these upgrades don't even matter nearly as much. He's actually chasing the one breaker, kind of wasting time. Oh, he targets his own tunnel to make sure he gets the experience. And that brought a little bit more experience to the Mountain King here, which is very close to 3 now. For DeMusliM, but for that, he might lose his expo. Oh my god.
I never expected this damage to be enough, but apparently it is. Archmage also super close to 6. Nothing DeMusliM can do about this. And so the tables turn again.
This is a slugfest. Like, they're in the mud right now, like just wrestling and punching each other, and like it keeps going back and forth. One guy gets rocks the other one. Like, they're giving each other nothing. Like, so many smart moves have been made so far, like in the whole series, not just this game. But now Thorzain is the one that finds himself with an Archmage way closer to level 6. It still really is a reverse of last game, but Thorzain is still the one with the upgrades. And he's getting +2 attack now, and staying at 50 supply.
It's of course greedy, but that's what he does. Red spot for DeMusliM, taking the time to get a little closer in experience, closer to that level 6. What's the item? Hood of Cunning? Not really what you want. We have another TP on Thorzain. We have another invul and still the heal scroll on his MK. He really wants this level 6, right? It's just 3-4 workers. That's all he wants.
How quickly is he going to TP? That's the question. Sends back the priest. Oh, that's so smart.
Player's forces are under attack.
He's going to lose 2, but in the meantime... Wait, is Thorzain going to try to run out now? I think he sees there's no way. Yeah. He can go for the tower. The tower gives experience as well. Look at that Archmage. He's ready.
Oh, is it enough even? No, it's not.
Oh.
4 XP. Should have sent the Mountain King away somehow, but not reacting in time. He says, okay, if you're not going to fight me, if you are chasing my priest, let's go for the keep.
And actually, wait, DeMusliM broke upkeep. So not only is he not mining, when he's finally going to mine here, he's going to mine way less than Thorzain.
Also, he has to pay the repair cost. And where are all the workers? That's level 6 right here. The water elementals are blocking the way. And this is mass teleport. The Mountain King, can he reach? Does he want to reach? Oh, he canceled it.
He already stombolted him from the other side.
Ah, okay.
Keep is very low.
But can he commit though?
Yeah, he needs to get out.
He had a heal scroll.
The cooldown of mass teleports, when you play against it, it feels like it's 1 second. But when you play with it, it feels like it's 2 minutes. That's the great thing about it. So for Thorzain, this felt like an eternity. He's like, okay, I can't wait for mass teleport to come back. He could stumble me anyway, so he just gets out with a regular town portal. But that keep being solo and DeMusliM not having that much gold, there is a real danger now, you know? Like, he can re-attack all the time. He can maybe separate.
So, is this the first mistake by Thorzain to go for the upper left? Because that is crept already. It feels like a lot of wasted time. While DeMusliM is getting the bottom right red spot as well, if he has the time.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't know that this was done, and he did get around the army of DeMusliM, which is what you want. You want to get to the other side of the map, so you can do damage, use mass tele again. It's very hard. Like, the Mountain King of DeMusliM needs to be basically rushing and gunning for that Archmage of Thorzain, because if you see him coming from afar, mass tele execution is like, the casting time is very, very fast. You just use mass tele, and 2 seconds later, you're out of there with your entire army. So now DeMusliM might have to TP. Yeah, there it is. You must tell he's gonna get out before. This is what I was talking about.
Wow.
He forced the town portal and used the spell that cost only 100 mana.
And the mana gets regenerated automatically as well, so it doesn't even cost a potion or a clarity or whatever. Yeah, this is the spoon Terran right here.
I think DeMuslim's gonna try to force the fights because he already went to 60, which I think Thorzain might have identified. But that's Thorzain's plan. It's like, if you go for the fight, I'm just gonna base trade you. Your keep's already lost a lot of hit points. And you're mining less than me. This is perfect. And he has double Arcane Tower as well on his side of the map. So DeMusliM finally isolates Thorzain in the top side. Thorzain is being very patient. Like, you want to see that Mountain King coming for you and knowing that he can't land a stumbled, then you must tele out. In this case, he's actually going for the Archmage. I don't know about that.
Maybe he wants to decide the game right here. It's still 0-0 upgrades versus 2-2 with 4 upgrades. Unbelievable. Priests are falling, but of course the mass is there for DeMusliM. It's only 10 supply. Is there another Stormbow? Ah, TP this time.
And Thorzain long distance mining in the top lefts as well with this. He's mining so much more. Like, look, he has 2k2 golds. We have 2k6 on the other side because DeMusliM actually didn't mine for a very long time. But for that, Thorzain is still going to mine a lot just because he's staying on 50 for so long. I really like that move.
A player's forces are under
We
attack.
see a graph here on screen, by the way. Thanks to the 2 red spots, experience is tied. Of course, it's a little misdistribution, I guess, for DeMusliM, who would love to have level 6, but therefore his Mountain King is way closer to 5. Maybe in
Yeah,
the
DeMusliM is in a bit of an impasse right now. Like, what does he do? If he leaves his base, there's going to be an Archmage mass dealing it in. It's not the craziest map in terms of like avenues to go through, even though you got like 3 main ones. So that's why he's staying near his base. He's like, I want to make sure that I mine out, that I don't lose peasants. And if this Archmage comes in, like, you know, for Thorzain, it's really hit or miss, right? If you step out of position, you get stone bolted. It could be really bad, either on your Mountain King or on your hero.
Thorzain has 1,200 gold, and we do have a marketplace here. I would love to know what's in there at the moment. DeMusliM is moving out a little for the first invul in a long time. Of course, he spent a lot of gold on items. There's another breaker in there.
A player's forces
Did you
are
see that
under
breaker at the top?
Yeah, I did.
Welcome to Bash City. 60 supply for DeMusliM. Still less than 50 for Thorzain. He's trying to sneak in that camp in the center.
There's Devotion Aura in. That would be great. And the Warsong Battle Drums and the Flute, so... Is he getting something? No, right? I don't think
Well,
so.
he might... Does he sell the healing words? You're not really supposed to. He doesn't have any room right now on his Mountain King.
He has 1,700 gold.
a player's
Of
forces
course, it
mean,
always
it's-
are under
hurts
attack.
to use so much gold on one item, but might be worth it.
Yeah. The question that he asked himself is, does an aura or an item provide more than just getting the biggest army that I can get once I've mined out my main base? And the answer might have been no. It might just be pure units that he needs.
Okay. 1,000 gold remaining in the main. No expansion on either side. Oh boy, Thorzain has such a big bank. Starting breaking upkeep now. He wants to be ready in case DeMusliM is pushing a little earlier than he expects him to.
Does he get boots on Mountain King? No, double scroll.
It's a lot of healing.
A Zeppelin would be pretty amazing for either player.
Oh
I think
yeah.
Thorzain's the one that's got more the economy for it. This
player's
double upgrade, I
forces
think
are
I
under
like
attack.
not getting an aura, to be honest, and getting scrolls, because what does he have? He has true shots, and he has 2 upgrades against 0-0. Imagine if he just gets an equal amount of breakers. His army is just going to be significantly better because of the aura that he has and because of the double hitting scroll. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. Thorzain probably a little smarter than I am.
Oh, DeMusliM with the late blacksmith. He has less than 1k gold in his main base and he starts a blacksmith. These upgrades are cheap. If you can get 1-1, why not?
1-1 is a big deal for sure, if you can catch up at least a little bit. He got the Warsong Battle Drum, so that's one upgrade kind of equalizing that, but there's a Flute on the other side. Thorzain gets more farms. It's going to be 72, still 1,000 gold. And of course the big advantage of being able to jump everywhere he wants.
Thorzain, yeah, still has... I think Thorzain is the one in a better position to maybe try and expand as opposed to DeMusliM. I think DeMusliM might be the one that just gets a ton of units and then maybe pulls militia and attacks the expo of Thorzain if he does. It's a bit of a game of chicken, you know, like...
Yeah.
You know, like the 2 cars going at one another. Well, in this case, it's like, who's gonna expand first? Like...
How much gold is remaining? 550 for the DeMusliM, and Thorzain is mined out.
Oh, the Zeppelin.
Is it coming? Oh, there it is. Thorzain has an insane Zeppelin micro. We saw that in Anaheim.
He has 10 breakers. I think DeMusliM has slightly more, but there's more priest for Thorzain. If you can just keep pulling back the breakers like this. Look, Thorzain is not even... He's not summoning water elementals. That's so smart.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give the Archmage the experience.
I never
At some
thought
point,
of
you gotta stop. Yeah. At some point, you gotta stop. And of course, the upgrades are paying off. The blacksmith investment, the upgrade investment is not paying off for the DeMusliM yet. There's damage pretty much everywhere, but mind you, there's heal scrolls.
Yeah, DeMusliM just still had more army, it looked like. So he was very eager to get into that fight. The Mountain King gets level 5 quicker for Thorzain. He's going for the Shroud on the Mountain King of DeMusliM, which has an invuln.
How many
He's
times?
almost 5 himself.
How many times did we see that now? And how quick are these surrounds? surgical strikes, literally. And there's the Zeppelin. Doesn't need a TP, doesn't need an invul. DeMusliM has had enough, and this is the 1-1. Ooh, boy, this is amazing Warcraft right here. Remo, your impression of the game?
Human mirror, dude. Since when can that be so fun?
Even break a mirror, right? Who would have thought?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. You know, even if all the units are magic immune, really smart plays by the two. Great movement across the map. It seemed at times almost like greedy play by Thorzain, but he knew exactly what he had to do. Made great use of the mass teleport. But DeMusliM also played around it pretty well. But mass teleport versus no mass teleport, man, that's just such a big, big difference.
Man, what a joy to cast the Human Mirror with these great players and these great guys next to me. But I'm getting kind of old, so a full best of 3 series is not in my body anymore. I need a little tiny break here to give the players a little rest, to give the casters a little rest, to get you a little rest, to get drinks, maybe a Monster Energy, to get the power back up. And we'll be back with the decision of the first game, DeMusliM vs Thorzain, in just 3 minutes. here we are with the decision. Neo, Remo, and Todd. Remo still taking a break, making a little observer job for the clean feed, laying back. How do you enjoy this series so far? Who do you think will take it now?
If I had to choose one, which I guess is what you're asking me.
Kind of, yeah. Put you on spot right now.
I would kind of go with Thorzain. It seemed to me like game 2, he was pretty well in control. Game 1, he just fell far behind because of one overextension. Don't want to take anything away from DeMusliM. He's also very strong. But to me, it seems like if Thorzain plays his best, I expect him to take this.
All right, then. So you can relax once again. We'll talk to you after the next map. You're doing a good job telling the admins what to do in the meantime and ordering people around, Remo. I like you when you're in boss mode. Do you enjoy your new role as well?
Yeah, dude. Been listening to some Kaliga lately. I'm in the perfect mood.
All the non-Germans have no idea what you're talking about now.
I think Remo is loving this human mirror with breakers. Like he's got a new love found for human mirror and breaker wars.
It's really special that the games are so entertaining as they are when it's breaker wars.
I think that's because these guys are both so high level. Like there's so many moves where, again, like, you know, we see the entire map. So it's easy for us to see, like, we see the numbers, we see the upgrades. We're like, oh, you should go fight now. They don't see everything.
Nope.
But yeah, they're so good at the game and guessing what the opponent's going to do and what's really happening in the game that they're able to make choices based on the informations that they have. And they are very often the right ones. Like there were not too many mistakes, you know, like a little bit of a late town portal, you know, by Thorzain or something. But other than that, it's very, very good play from both. I really like the way they play this mirror so far.
Yeah, it's also they find new challenges for each other. Of course, some are maybe item dependent as the lightning shield before, but also in game 1, Thorzain was dodging his opponent, was using the water elementals in the base. It's not a straight up human mirror where both are creeping, and then there's one fight, and then it's over.
You mean one of my games?
Pretty much all of your games, exactly.
Where I'm sitting in my base with 80 supply. And I'm like, you attack. And then he's like, no, you attack. Yeah, these are the breaker wars that I could see Remo hating. Maybe that's where he formed this opinion for breaker wars.
Yeah, Remo, what's up there with your breaker war hate?
Dude, I'm ready to be proselytized and convinced that it's amazing. If we have more games like this, then sure. But, you know, we have had some other breaker mirrors in the past as well. Is that now what we're sure? This is going to stay breaker mirrors all the way through? I guess AZ, probably, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, if there were ever a map. Usually, like, if you're not going to see breaker wars, it means there was an expansion. The best maps for that, Terra Stand, Echo Isle, were vetoed.
Yeah.
Maybe Last Refuge sometimes if they both feel like doing it. They both didn't feel like doing it. So, yeah, on Amazonia, it's a lot about you creep that level 2 at the lab, and then there's the decision. Do you creep this camp towards the center, get level 3 with the Murlocs with only militia, and then pressure? If you don't like that style of like base trade, level 3 versus level 3, and then, you know, item luck because you get 3 items before you start fighting, you can go and pressure your opponent's camp towards the middle. But that's also, if you go there and you fail and he gets too many of the creeps and gets level 3, you've also lost the game. So it's like, you know, Pig always say this in a StarCraft cast. He says like ZVZ is like a knife fight in a phone booth. I feel like it's kind of like that on Amazonia in Human Mirror a little bit too.
Yeah, it's a very, very small map. You meet your opponent all the time. There is now mercenary camps again, a thing that wasn't the case on the last map, Northern Isles. And it's kind of easy-ish to creep with militia or footmen. Would it be an option to go for one of these shadow priests early on?
No, there is no mercenary camp on Amazonia in Human Mirror. We almost never go for it, I think. Yeah, very rarely. I think it's considered a wild move. Like some players, they're so good like Blade occasionally, you know, like if you get level 3 and he gets level 3 and nobody's pressuring because they both have Arcane Towers and they're very well set up defensively, he'll sneak in a mercenary camp because that's one of the best things you can do then. But we rarely see them being crept up until the second hero's out and they've already, you know, maybe crept their expo and taken it or something.
All right,
Never early on.
Remo, any last thoughts on this match before we say goodbye for this last map to you and see you afterwards?
I want to see some knights.
Just say it, Remo. I love Human Mirror with Endbreaker Wars.
I'm ready to be convinced. Let's do this.
All right. Let's do this. If that's your call, Remo, then we will obey. That is the winner of map number 1 in the upper right in British blue. It's DeMusliM. And the strongest Swede that the RTS genre probably has ever seen in the bottom left, in the red, it's Thorzain.
You know, there was a show match a long time ago, 2012. I don't know why, but this reminded me of that. The fact that we recently saw Warcraft against DeMusliM, and now we see DeMusliM against, you know, an old-school StarCraft player. They were both very good talents in StarCraft. There was a show match 2012 cast by, I think, Total Biscuit and Apollo, it might have been, where it was called War of the Roses, and it was the two best UK player. It was DeMusliM against Bling, and DeMusliM back then, I think he might have lost like 6-4 or something. Like,
Oh, shit.
so it seems like he's very familiar with those high-profile matches. I thought that it was the same, like, you know, Warcraft is coming back immediately, like they meet in a tournament and stuff. It feels like a high-profile game for the hype and for what it means, right? It's the two best UK players. Now it's two of the best talents from StarCraft that's also were Warcraft players and are facing each other. And it's happening in round one, like as first match of the tournament. I think that's sick. And so far, it's really delivered hype-wise as well.
Yeah, it's definitely two legends of the RTS genre. And especially when you just look at DreamHack's, Thorzain's story at DreamHack's is absolutely remarkable. He was super good in Warcraft 3 already, and then even winning a StarCraft DreamHack as a foreigner back in the day, there was so much hype. I think these are moments that are still highlighted in the hype videos the ESL is using now for the Esl Pro Tour, so that tells you how remarkable that was. And when it's DreamHack time, it's also Thorzain time.
Yeah, definitely a tournament that he's left his mark on. He's actually not going for an Arcane Tower just yet. Will he take fast? Because he's not really making a peasant, an extra peasant here. Thorzain is known for not really being a big fan of footmen and usually prioritizing other units. In Human Mirror, you still do have to get quite a few footmen. But if he takes very quickly here, it's going to be harder to creep that center camp if he wants to even go for it. We've got Klaus plus Mantle for DeMusliM, so he got the Infi DLC, if you will. He's getting pretty lucky. But Thorzain, quick tech, he's known for that. But in Human Mirror, it's very uncommon. 26 supply tech. So he's going to be the one pressuring this Cobalt Taskmaster camp of DeMusliM, which is the standard that you go for.
With the lower damage, like a Gloves of Haste doesn't do too much for you. The Cloak, of course, can be helpful when you're like Stormbolt surrounded and there's no dust, but damage-wise, for contesting these spots, that's pretty much nightmare drops for Thorzain.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really want to risk creeping the Taskmaster with the opponent being around, because you need Militia if the opponent's around, and then you can lose a lot of them, you lose a lot of wood. You're supposed to do the Murloc camp, which DeMusliM actually has delayed here. I thought he was going to go for it for a second.
Town is under siege.
And by the way, it's not just +9 thanks to the Claw and Mantle. He also got a Tome of Intel.
Oh, wow.
That Archmage hits like a truck.
It's, of course, not only damage, it's also a little mana. Yeah, Thorzain maybe has to adjust his plans, but maybe it will all work out fine, since his tech is quite a bit faster, as you mentioned. And then he might overwhelm with his tier 2 earlier.
Yeah, he has like the bare minimum in terms of how many peasants he's going to have on wood here to make sure he gets enough to start double Sanctum on tier 2. DeMusliM has been the one getting the Lumber Mill way earlier than Thorzain. I think that would be a good adjustment for Thorzain to start getting that a bit earlier as well. These fights feel so useless, by the way, because like they're so low on units and Archmages are only level 2, so no Footman is really supposed to die here. You're supposed to save everything, get a shop, and then both players press Scroll of Regeneration, and it's like, why did we even fight? But that's because you have to pressure the opponent. If anybody leaves the center, then the opponent starts creeping Cobalt camp, and then it's pretty bad for you, because they're getting an extra item, they can get 2 of them, and then you have to go to the corners, and you waste a lot of time creeping bigger camps.
Yeah, and I think therefore it's pretty smart for Thorzain to do this, because he knows that his opponent has more damage, can creep a little faster. So taking that time away is sweet, and now they're both going for the Cobalt. DeMusliM wants to contest this though with a couple of right clicks, maybe steal a Water Elemental as well.
Yeah, DeMuslim's gonna get level 3 quicker because he's also sending Militia to the Murloc camp.
Wow.
He's trying to get the steal.
Oh, he
Thorzain
did!
gets it.
Yeah, Thorzain got it. Nicely played around there.
Are under attack.
But yeah, that Militia creeping the Murloc camp on the other side is going to give him level 3, and then I think he might start fighting. He wants to pick up the item, a Glove of Haste, to go with the damage that he found.
Oh, wow.
DeMusliM getting a lot of good items here.
Second Gloves of Haste here for Thorzain as well, but for him it doesn't do too much, of course. How long can they brawl? Tier 2 is finished for Thorzain. Still rocking for DeMusliM.
And he's already got Mount Tanking and Double Sanctum on the way here.
That's pretty good.
I think Thorzain knows how quickly it takes compared to DeMusliM, so the plan might just be to just get a bunch of priests, and then once he has them, maybe expand pretty quickly. If he has the wood, just power level his Mount Tanking. So same as usual, but while knowing that you're ahead on the tech, on the amount of priests. Like sometimes you can expand very quickly, and then you start pressuring your opponent's expo, and they just have less Arcane Sanctum units, and then you just... Oh my god, he started Dispel! He didn't even start a priest.
What?
That's very unusual.
Okay, usually go for 2 priests and then later Dispel?
Yeah, or even like maybe 3. By the way, Thorzain has so many footmen. He has 8 footmen against the 7 of DeMusliM, and he's got Mount Tanking already.
Okay, he wants level 3 so bad, doesn't get it. His Murlocs are still there. He really needs some kills here, I feel. Archmage down at 50%, but more focus on the units. That's one step closer. One more kill gives him level 2 Water Elementals.
Yeah, DeMusliM Sanctums well on their way as well. He gets the wood upgrade. You need so much wood here to be able to expo. But Thorzain's build, I like it a lot. Look, he's already sending 4 militia to the expo. This is what I was talking about. He's just going to want to take that early and then start pressuring DeMusliM. DeMusliM got a 4th agility, or like damage-oriented item with the Slippers of Agility, by the way. Like that Archmage is just going to be insane.
Yeah, that could be a big help later when it's about sniping priests and taking out a couple of units. So
he's
he's
a Blade Master trapped in an old man's body.
Would love to see him with a sword on the pony there. But this is Thorzain scouting for the opponent coming. Thank God he has that cloak, but how do you get that Archmage back in position? Mountain King still creeping this entire thing, so creep check potential is limited. But might be forcing a Townfall here. Thorzain, first priest snipe. There's a militia, almost dead. Footman also. Yellow HP range.
Thorzain trying to go for a surround here. If he can get that and force the Archmage to TP out, that obviously would be pretty good.
There's a TP, of course. There was Bash, so playing with fire a little, but apparently well calculated. Takes out a priest of DeMusliM as well. Man, these guys are fighting neck and neck since minute 1 of this series.
Yeah, but look at the Mount Tanking experience now. Thorzain 2.5 already. DeMusliM just 1.5. Usually, that means that you can get level 3 way quicker and then fight against a non-level 3 Mount Tanking, which makes a world of difference. Thorzain very correctly identified, by the way, that DeMusliM hadn't crept his expo, so he moves on the other side of the map and he tells him, you can't creep the expo, I'm going to wreck you, while I'm taking my expo. So now it's for DeMusliM to choose what he wants to do. Does he still attempt to creep the expo with everything that he has? It looks like it.
Okay, are we moving into a 2-base game, or will this backstab be enough? Thorzain definitely scary here. First peasant down already. Water Elemental summon. It's a lot about this Rock Golem. Drops a big item. Could be a mana potion, but DeMusliM is losing his reinforcement. Sends him just into the meat grinder. That is Thorzain. Dispel, of course, as well. Level 2 for DeMusliM. That is Bash. Who gets the big golem?
Thorzain has some steal potential. He does not get it.
But
and Archmage gets surrounded.
He got the item.
Yeah, he didn't get the experience.
Yeah.
Which was maybe even more so important because Mount Tanking is very close to 3, and I think that would have been it. But I think he's pulling back. He's waiting for Militia to expire, re-engaging. Priest out of mana, but all the Water Elementals are gone now. Thorzain, he's got Expo about to finish, and he's killing so many units on the other side of the map. Mount Tanking, just a little bit of experience, 1 unit away from getting level 3.
Oh, look at this micro. He sends 4 hurt units away. Oh, 1 dies. That's level 4. Can he get more? He was storm bolted, stopped in his tracks. And Thorzain, what a retreat. There is no storm bolt anymore, so has to hope for some bashes, but doubt he's gonna get that. Still 47 supply. And now Thorzain on 2 bases. DeMusliM has to follow, but Thorzain also has to heal.
Yeah, he needs a regen scroll pretty bad. He's letting the priest kind of heal him now, but DeMuslim's army being healthy is moving on the other side of the map to pressure that Expo. And Thorzain's gonna get level 3 MK here. DeMusliM didn't start an Expo, by the way, so he really wants to just push that Expo of Thorzain. Control Magic is on the way. I don't know if Thorzain got it. I don't think so. That can make a big difference too.
It's just the spell, and he's not researching it on as well. So, Peasant's dying. Does he have the damage for the Town Hall? He's sending a ton of militia. And Thorzain is expecting a counter expansion, but again has the mystery.
Player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, the Mount Tanking of Thorzain is not only level 3, he also has a lot more mana than that of DeMusliM. Yeah, there. He goes for the Mount Tanking. Militia coming in, he's going to pull back, wait for that to expire.
Stormbolt trying to
And
go
there's
for
still Militia all the way out there.
surround. Yeah,
This thing
right?
lasts longer than I thought.
Stormbolt on DeMusliM though. This MK is just dead. Couldn't send anything to the lab. Can he get a return kill without the disable? Not looking good for DeMusliM right here. No expansion. This is all he has. All the militia, all the army. But his MK is not in this fight, and that makes it so rough.
Yeah, DeMusliM just fighting with the Archmage. That's because it's so hard to pull out of one of these fights, you know? Like, he would have to TP pretty much. When you have this many peasants out there, they're not the fastest unit to retreat. He knows that Thorzain has an expo, so he feels committed to have to fight. He's trying to save whatever he can by pulling back the units and letting the priest do the healing, but peasants don't exactly do a lot of damage. You know, they do 5-6.
Would love to have some acolytes right now. I feel ya. It's still a neck and neck fight, but Thorzain... Wait, he's not mining from his expo, is he?
No, he's not.
Okay.
But I think, yeah, DeMusliM knows that as soon as this fight ends, if he has to pull back,
Yeah.
then Thorzain would be. Control magic, one of the water elemental is just gonna TP out. I think he realized he couldn't retreat. This is not a fight that he was gonna win eventually. And he's already got Mount Tanking about to come back out. He did get a lot of experience for his Archmage. That's because he was the only one hero that was there fighting. So he's closer to level 5. The question is, does he expand or does he go for wave number 2 of the attack here?
Is that game already after this fight? Was that a necessary fight to win? Or can he try? He has to try again, right? An expansion at this point? Too late?
I think he might just attack. Maybe send Militia, get a scroll, get an invuln, and then try and break him. Especially if he gets Archmage 5 before, or like close to it. That can be a big game changer. Even though, look at Thorzain's Priest. He has a lot of them, but they're not super high on mana. He had to pull back the Archmage for a second because he was only power creeping the Mount Tanking, so they didn't even have Brilliance for a bit.
Also level 2 Brilliance Aura. A lot later for Thorzain than it was for DeMusliM. But on the other side, the Mountain King, of course, a lot stronger.
Wow, he's actually going for the Mer Camp.
A player's
Right now,
forces are
DeMusliM
under
knows that Thorzain's most likely in the top lane, but Thorzain didn't go for the Mercenary Camp. He's going for the main base of DeMusliM. I think he knows, like he saw there was no expo. He's like, oh, I have expo, you don't. I just need to do the same as I did last game. Go for your peasants.
Ooh, this hurts. And there's only one Arcane. No double protection. DeMusliM had 51 supply. How you like that?
Oof. I mean, it's not even mining, to be honest. But
True
DeMusliM, I think, okay, this is like an impossible choice for him. He wants to pressure the expo. Look at what he's doing. Augur Mauler in the expo to kill the peasants, and he's gonna run back for the defense at home.
Okay, super tough. Tower down. And with that, he's kind of fortified here. The MK is blocking super hard to reach for DeMusliM. How do you engage into this bottleneck?
I think Thorzain's gonna TP out to his expo and kill the Mauler here in a second.
He's trying to do much damage as possible. Try to get the water elementals away to get a little more experience. No
Alright,
level.
the Mauler, it's time to run.
Oh, he's not the fastest. MK.
There's no Stormbolt.
In 5 though. Just needs to keep vision. Oh, not going for it. Boots would have been great here. Speaking of great, these sentry wards for Thorzain are boss.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's the all-in right here. Militia being sent on the other side of the map. DeMusliM has close to 50. Thorzain on 67 supply. Okay, it's going to take some serious hero target here.
Yeah.
For DeMusliM to have a chance. And this is usually the time Thorzain will buy a Zeppelin to make sure that that doesn't happen. I mean, that's the win condition for DeMusliM. Is targeting the heroes, killing them, killing all the priests, and somehow pulling off a miracle. Thorzain is like, I'm not going to let that happen. Gets a Zeppelin. How is DeMusliM supposed to do this? It's going to be so tough.
Anti-air is available, but definitely limited. Level 3 water elemental. Can that turn anything around? Thorzain still far away from level 5, so the water torrent definitely fighting in the Brits' favor. Still no control magic. But what can he do?
I think DeMusliM saw the army size, like, oh, okay, I don't want to fight that.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a second, I have to.
Clock is ticking.
A player's forces
Yeah, he needs
are
to
under
fight.
attack.
It's just, it feels like an impossible game to win almost at this point when you see this army. He does have 3 water elemental. Great split! Wow. That mass marine training against Baneling's paying off, I guess.
DeMusliM's Mauler finally getting punished for the damage he did to all the peasants. Mauler down, but that soaked up a lot of damage. It's not landing up anywhere. Thorzain still 64 supply. It's 20 supply ahead now. Couple of units are falling, but a lot can be saved. And now it's level 5 for the Archmage as well. Brilliance Aura 3 actually to support his higher level MK.
Yeah, and even the Priest and Breakers benefit from that as well, to steal, just dispel and steal Water Elementals. In this game, when you have the bigger army, I think it's okay to actually go for that. Thorzain almost level 5 on the Mount tanking. DeMusliM still has a good amount of Breakers, but his heroes could be in real danger in a sec here. He's finally trying to go for the Zeppelin, but he's still pretty healthy.
Can of course be repaired, can be evacuated. DeMusliM is finding quite some kills. Therefore, like, he was 15, 20 supply down. His Mountain King for sniping was way lower. So pretty impressive play by DeMusliM in general, but this Swedish force is just too much. Stormbolt, he wants to end it now. Doesn't work yet.
Thorzain has so much left over, and when you have this many priests, all you have to do is pull back the units that's being attacked at the time, make sure he gets healed, send it back in. He's saving a lot, 63 supply to 42. DeMusliM running out of forces here, and they're not very healthy either. He's got only 2 priests left. Mount tanking at the back already very low. It's only level 3 against the level 5 of Thorzain. DeMuslim's putting up a hell of a fight for the army that he has.
Yeah, he's fighting like crazy, heart of a lion, but this is just too much. It seems overwhelming. 18 supply lead now. Zeppelin about to crash. There we go, but there was nothing in, so it's not the biggest deal. Slowly but steady, Thorzain is choking about. That's the MK. Oh no, he passed the invul, but he was still stunned, couldn't do anything. There's no TP anymore, and now his one consumable is also gone. The doors to the winner bracket final wide open for Thorzain.
Yeah, and it looks like he's gonna open it up and enter. He's got footmen that do a lot of damage to breakers. DeMusliM running out of units, 28 supply now.
Level 6, Stormbolt. It's gotta be it. There's no way out. He has a lot of damage on his Archmage, but that all doesn't matter if you're dead, and that's it. 6-6. This is the victory for Thorzain.